I will take you through this amazingness today.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Vicky November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
Your treacherous body would have been manure for the motherland. Listen to the words of a corpse. You cannot win this war.
My production career started off practically by some form of divine intervention. I work in TV production, and I've done that in advertising for over 20 years. I do storytelling as well. I do narrative. I've done films, TV series, etc. I taught myself to draw. And that meant 4 hours of sketching every day, minutely competent, where people will say, this doesn't suck. You actually have to practice.
For God's sakes, Emeka, we don't even have enough guns or food. What were you thinking?
If you and Uzogu had not unleashed your unique brand of madness last January, we wouldn't be swimming in Biafran blood.
It was a revolution!
I was with one of my uncles, and he got me a job in, then it was Vanguard newspapers in Apapa. And I got to meet all my heroes because in those days, I knew every cartoonist of every Nigerian publication by name because I would always look for the signature. Advertising was obviously the way to go. English then, if you're doing English, you're either going to be a teacher or something. I was like, no, this is a cool industry. This industry is really cool. It's really being paid to be creative. I was sent around the agency to learn every aspect of advertising. And when I got to TV production, the then head of TV production of SO&U, then Mr. Greg Odutayo, said to me, okay, I want him. So he just made a request. There are many highlights. I've won awards for films I've made, TV series I've done. But let me just jump forward. The most recent thing I've done I'm extremely proud of is being one of the 3 directors on MTV Sugar, Niger. Then you have to learn. So when I came into production, I was always asking questions. So I was on a quest to know why this visual image was better than this visual image. And that got me into studying and learning about production. It helps to be always focused on what will make you win. There's a very healthy sense of motivating yourself to always get things right. Make sure your work is up to standard. It resembles anything else across any other platform across the world. The second thing is it must have your identity. It must have your strong cultural identity.
Good morning. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. This is the news brief. Residents of Minna, the Niger State capital, have blocked major roads in protest against the high cost of living. The protesters, including women and youths, are demanding better government efforts to address the rising food costs and poor arrests. Deputy Governor Yakubu Garba has expressed his understanding of the hardship faced by families and stated that the government is working to reduce living costs and address the consequences of the removal of petrol subsidies.
We had restiveness of youth and women in Bakungu, and this was unfortunate. They were yearning and clamoring for reduction in price of food. However, since that time we've been in a series of meetings and we have discovered a latest happening in town and in Nigeria. So we have been talking to the Union of Road Transport Workers to take caution. A group of syndicates follow truck of food traveling from Lagos mostly to the north, and they cause gridlock of traffic in name of demonstration in locations like ours today in an attempt to cause heavy traffic while items of those trucks are looted. But thank God for the men of our security forces. That was averted. Trucks that were heading towards the location were stopped to park up before the university in Gideon Mongoro, and security men came and dispersed these rioting people. However, the federal government has shown interest, has spoken to the vice president, has spoken to the NSA on the current situation, and we are.
The Labour Party has said President Bola Tinubu has run out of ideas on how to resolve Nigeria's economic crisis. As such, he should eat the humble pie and ask for much-needed help. According to the party, the president and his team have put in virtually all they know how to do, but instead of abating, the economic crisis appears to be spiraling out of control. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Obiora Ifo, said this in an interview with Vanguard in Abuja on Monday. In a statement he later issued, Ifo said the Labour Party is deeply concerned about the increasing cost of living in Nigeria and how millions of Nigerians are battling with the crisis of food shortage since the turn of the year. Nigerian youths have been charged not to give up in the face of current economic hardships facing the country. A real estate expert and youth ambassador, Babatunde Adeyemo, gave the charge while delivering lecture on reputation management, the experience in real estate, during the monthly business meeting of Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, Ogun State chapter in Abeokuta, the state capital. He expressed the concern that the nation's youths appeared to have reached a junction where they no longer see or say anything good about their country.
When you see youths that graduate from university without employment, without any basic means of livelihood, they'll be looking for a shortcut to success, and that's why we are here. There are still opportunities in Nigeria for an average Nigerian youth to build their solid foundation. And that's why I'm here as well, to show an average Nigerian youth that it is not over yet. It is not over for them. There is hope. I want to call on an average Nigerian youth to be persevere, to be patient, you understand, and build a solid foundation for growth. Definitely,
He described poor reputation management as a major force driving the foreign direct investment apathy and brain drain, locally termed JAPA, among youths. Adeyemo urged the nation's real estate developers and its handlers to pay attention to the country's reputation, especially its perception by Nigerians abroad.
Consistency in government policy. There are some situations whereby you have your CFO on the land, and the government will not do acquisition to that land. Now tell you to come and do ratification or revalidation of CFO just for you to go through the normal procedure that you have went through before. That is too harsh for any business to survive, because whereby most real estate entrepreneurs don't even do documentation, and you see people that have done this. Instead of you to encourage them with infrastructure, you are still making things difficult for them. What about those people that didn't even do anything? You know.
Some gunmen hijacked transport buses heading to Abuja from Kogi State and kidnapped the passengers. Meanwhile, the Commissioner of Police, Kogi State Police Command, CP Bertrand Onoha, has deployed a tactical team to rescue the victims of Sunday's incident in which some transport buses heading to Abuja yesterday were hijacked by kidnappers on the Kogi State axis of the Abuja Expressway. In a statement by the command spokesperson SP Williams Ove Aya, the incident happened, but the DPO, local vigilantes and hunters have been in the bush in an effort to rescue the victims. Narrating his ordeal as a result of the kidnapping of his wife, a middle-aged man disseminated the information about the ugly incident on social media. According to him, he tried to message everybody on X and IG, but none went through, so he decided to send a mail. However, many road users were optimistic that with the level of mobilization by security agencies, the victims will be rescued and the suspects arrested. In the meantime, police operatives of the FCT Police Command attached to anti-kidnapping unit in the continued fight against criminality in FCT have smashed a 5-member kidnapping gang responsible for several kidnappings attacks in the capital city. According to the police command, the gang was busted following credible intelligence leading to the arrest of one Buhari Muhammad, 20 years, a wanted kidnap kingpin. Mohammed Sabiu, 20 years, Isa Abdullahi Hamzat Musa, 21 years, Fatima Abdullahi, 22, and Zuliat Yusuf, 23, in a hotel in Bassa village in FCT. The Nigerian Air Force, NAF, is set to induct its newly acquired T-125 attack helicopter and King Air 360i aircraft on 6th of February 2024 at the NAF base, Makurdi, Benue State. According to the Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapquet, NAF spokesman, the induction ceremony will be performed by President Bola Tinubu, whom the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, will represent. A rally celebrating Governor Siminalayi Fubara's Supreme Court victory at Ahoda West local government area in Rivers State has faced a near-crisis situation after youths vandalized canopies and chairs. The event was moved to another location and the council chairman cleared the air. Despite the vandalism, the rally was held successfully with past and serving lawmakers, commissioners and the governor's representative attending. Supporters of Fubara have urged the presidency and police high command to take note of the proactive or provocative action and advise the crowd not to be intimidated by rumors of suspension from the PDP.
I'm sure that the assembly member will inform you and convey the message from the security agents and our office was sat down and tried to sort out ways to ensure peace in this program. And that way is that we should try and separate politics and what we are doing here.
When we resist, they will declare us wanted, just as they declare my elder brother, my leader, the former speaker, former leader of the House. Right now, he is the chief of staff to the River State government, Right Honorable Edison Okele. All these are the provocation. When the politicians bring up this provocation and we say no, we cannot take this, we want to resist them in our civil rights, they will declare us wanted, that we are criminals.
Siminalayi Fubara stands for the hope of every common man in River State. Siminalayi Fubara stands for development in River State. Siminalayi Fubara, whether you like it or yes, to the best of my knowledge, is one of the youngest governors that we've had in this state. And I think what we owe him is prayers.
They should know that we are not afraid. The only thing they want to use, as earlier said, is to intimidate us with security. They have written the names of leaders who are here, and some of you tagging us terrorists, murderers, and just for them to hide our faces. Would it be possible?
A federal high court in Abuja dismissed bail applications for loyalists of River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara linked to the State Assembly explosion. The defendants, Chime Eguma, Ezebo Balike, Prince Lukman Oladele, Kenneth Goodluck Pasa, Osiga Donald and Ochweja Thangod were charged with terrorism and alleged murder. Justice Bolaji Olajuwon rejected the application, stating that there was no evidence that the correctional center facilities could not meet the defendant's health needs. The case is adjourned until February 8, 2024. From Adamawa State comes the report that the state governor, Amadou Fintiri, has commended the judiciary for upholding the tenets of democracy by affirming his victory at the 2023 elections. Governor Fintiri, in a statewide broadcast on Monday, said the Supreme Court verdict has brought an end to the tension in the state, which he believes is premised on rumors and misinformation by the opposition party. While thanking the people of the state for their continuous support, the governor assured that he will ensure the prosecution of the former resident electoral commissioner, Hudu Ari, and all those who aided him in his bid to divert the mandate of the people. He has, however, implored all the litigants to set aside whatever misgivings and join hands with his administration to move the state forward.
The Supreme Court verdict of Wednesday, 31st January 2024, has officially closed all the noise on the 2023 election in Adamawa State. The days of lying and deceits are over. The moments of false propaganda and cheap talks are gone. It is no longer in contest that Adamawa State is the state for the People's Democratic Party. This has been affirmed both at the polls and in the courts. The people have spoken loudly and clear. A testament to this is our latest victory at Mayo Balwa constituency of the State House of Assembly. I must appreciate INEC for
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested General Overseer of Faith on the Rock Ministry International, Apostle Theophilus Oloche Ebonyi, for defrauding church members and other Nigerians using fake grants from the Ford Foundation. Ebonyi advertised a $20 billion intervention project through his Theo Bart Global Foundation, claiming it was offered to less privileged persons from the U.S. Ford Foundation. The EFCC found no arrangement, grant, relationship, or business with Ebonyi and traced 5 properties he acquired. The Court of Appeal has set up a tribunal to hear petitions related to the by-elections in Surulere Federal Constituency 1, Lagos State, and a constituency in Oyo State. The affected constituency is Saki West in Oyo State House of Assembly. The tribunal will be sitting at Roslyn Omotosho Courthouse, Ikeja. The election saw APC candidate Fuad Laguda win Surulere Federal Constituency 1 with 11,203 votes, while APC candidate Ibrahim Shitu won Oyo State's Saki West constituency with 13,850 votes. The Independent National Electoral Commissioner, INEC, has declared the Jalingo Yoro Zing by-election inconclusive. The commission said the winning margin is less than cancelled votes in the affected polling unit. Election returning officer Professor Daniel Ayuba disclosed this after the collation of results from the 3 local government councils that made up the constituency in Jalingo. He said that while the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Sadiq Abbas Tafida, scored a total of 17,214 votes, the candidate of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, Mr. Innocent Jabayang, who came in as the first runner-up, scored 15,537 votes, putting the difference between the duo at 1,677 votes. The returning officer said the INEC will announce the date it will conduct supplementary election for PDP and SDP only.
The summation, that's the total number of PVC collected where elections were either not held or cancelled, captured and submitted in the various reports on Form EC40G, that is the incidence form, stood at 14759. 14759. Now, from this, the implication is that the margin of lead between the first runner-up, that's the highest candidate with the highest vote, and the second runner-up is less than the total number of PVCs where elections were cancelled.
I want to commend the INEC for a credible election, and also I want to commend the governor of Taraba State, the leader of PDP, because if not for his leadership, PDP should have not led. Since we are leading, I want to assure you that we will continue to lead, and we are going to take the seat by the grace of God.
The Taraba State government plans to boost investments in science and technology to improve the state's technological landscape. The State Commissioner for Science and Technology, Honorable Muslim Aruwa, aims to address concerns about the total detachment of practical science skills education from public schools. The government is also introducing a Junior Engineers, Technicians and Scientists Forum.
It is in line with the administration of the State Governor, Dr. Abu Kepas, to provide free education at the primary and secondary school levels, that the JED Club activities are anchored to add impetus to the upgrading of the standard of education in the state. I wish to inform primary and secondary schools across 16 local government areas, including Ngada and Yangtu development area of the state, that the state government, through the Ministry of Science and Technology, has completed arrangement to promote and encourage the study of science and technology among students in secondary schools across the state.
We'll now take a short break. We'll be back in a moment.
Sometimes, it's not just the distance we travel. It's the gaps we close. It's not the things we buy. It's the memories we create. Sometimes, it's beyond the places we go. It's the connections we make. Not just the things we taste. It's the taste of things to come. And it's never a question of if, but when. Because life is always just a bit better with American Express. Introducing the Access Bank American Express Gold Card and the Metal Platinum Card, now available through Access Bank.
Welcome back. From other parts of Africa now, protesters in Senegal were arrested and tear-gassed by the police as they took to the streets on Sunday to oppose the decision by President Macky Sall to postpone the country's February 25 elections. This came ahead of a scheduled debate of federal lawmakers today to formalize the postponement of the poll. Demonstrators rallied in the capital of Dakar after leading opposition figures and candidates in the presidential election blasted the decision. Opposition leaders had called on citizens to defend democracy amid a push for dialogue by leaders of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Outside Africa, a drone attack on the largest U.S. military base in Syria has killed at least 6 allied Kurdish-led fighters. The Syrian Democratic Forces SDF said its commando academy at the Al Omar oil field in the eastern province of Deir al-Zor was hit in the early hours of Monday. It accused Iran-backed militias of launching the drone from a nearby area controlled by Syrian government forces. An Iran-backed militia umbrella group claimed to attack the base on Sunday. There was no comment or reports of casualties from the U.S. military, which has about 800 troops in Syria to combat the Islamic State IS group. It was reportedly the first such incident since the U.S. conducted strikes against Iran-backed groups in Iraq and Syria over the weekend in response to a deadly drone attack on a base in Jordan. In business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has announced that it will not pay off the $2.4 billion in valid FX backlog claims. The CBN inherited a $7 billion FX backlog from the former administration, which was investigated for validity. Deloitte Management Consultants forensically examined the obligations, finding that $2.4 billion were invalid due to invalid import documents, non-existent entities, beneficiaries receiving more than they requested, and some not asking for any at all. The CBN has settled $2.3 billion FX request and is working to settle the outstanding $2.2 billion valid FX backlog. Cardoso also noted that increased domestic productivity would help the CBN achieve its goal of attracting foreign direct investment and portfolio investors. In entertainment news, famous Canadian musician Celine Dion made her first public appearance at the 2024 Grammy Award ceremony while still battling with neurological disorder. The 55-year-old songstress appeared at the 66th Annual Grammys to deliver the night's last award. The five-time Grammys winner took the stage to present Album of the Year, an accolade she had received 27 years ago, to Taylor Swift. Celine was diagnosed in 2022 with stiff person syndrome, SPS, an incurable disease that causes one's muscles to tense uncontrollably. And that's the news brief. For more stories, please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa and Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. You can also view us from Limex on limex.tv and Glow TV apps anywhere in the world. My name is Nyamgul Agaji. Thanks for watching.
I will take you through this amazing.
But I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
Cultural heritage is woven from the natural beauty in her land, threads of history, and the hospitality of her people. From rainforests in the south to savanna woodlands in the center and a semi-desert region in the north, Nigeria is adorned with long stretches of exotic beaches, lush mountains, magnificent waterfalls, and a unique wildlife, boasting of enchanting tourist attractions ready to be enjoyed. Here are some tourist destinations you should add to your bucket list. Coconut Beach. Coconut Beach is located in the coastal town of Badagry, west of Lagos State, Nigeria. No place tells the story of tourism fused with history like Badagry, which is situated about 20 miles close to the border of the Benin Republic. Coconut Beach has breathtaking and beautiful ocean views, a perfect place for relaxation, with the beach being set away from the noise of acres. The Obudu Mountain Resorts. Above the sea level on the Oshia ridge of the famous Sankwala Mountain sits majestically the Obudu Mountain Resort. It is located in the highlands and deep tropical forests of Cross River State, with a temperate climate and just 45 miles from the border of Cameroon. The ranch boasts of numerous pleasant mountain area and countryside views, with tourist attractions like the water park, cable car, ranch cattle and horses, waterfall, and the ancient Anape village. The Obudu Mountain Resort is a mix of adventure, beautiful scenery, and idyllic tranquility. The Yankari Game Reserve. In Bauchi State is the Yankari Game Reserve and former National Park, one of West Africa's eco-destinations. It is home to several natural warm water springs and the biggest wildlife retreat. The reserve is filled with a number of activities that would help you connect with nature. Marvel at the largest herd of elephants in the country, embark on a guided safari tour, and explore the tropical forest. You'll also find beautifully constructed huts alongside some uncaged animals such as monkeys and baboons living in their natural habitat. The Yankari Game Reserve is an area of great natural beauty that provides recreational pleasure. The Ogbunike Caves. Located in a valley blanketed by tropical rainforest in Anambra State, are a collection of caves knitted with historical and spiritual significance. The Ogbunike Caves are associated with living traditions said to be preserved by the people for many centuries. Descending into the valley where the caves are located is a walkway made up of about 317 steps, and visitors must remove their shoes before entering the caves based on tradition. The caves are beautifully surrounded by streams of water flowing out from one of the tunnels into River Nkisa. Seen as a trove for tourists, the Ogbunike Caves make an ideal destination. The Owu Waterfalls. Described as a wonder in the wilderness is the Owu Waterfalls, located in Kwara State. Cascading from a height of about 120 meters to a pool of ice-cold water, the Owu Waterfalls is one of the highest and most fascinating waterfalls to watch in West Africa. It is a beautiful scenery which can only be appreciated when explored. Experience a fine mix of awesome attractions at the Owu Waterfalls, making it a memorable haven for your next vacation. The Osun Osogbo Grove. Situated on the outskirts of Osogbo, the capital of Osun State is the Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove, a large cultural landscape of undistributed forest dedicated to Osun, the Yoruba goddess of fertility, love, water, and beauty. The grove, which spans about 75 hectares of land, is a tourist destination that has sacred shrines, sanctuaries, sculptures, and artworks. The forest contains about 400 different species of plants that are used for medicinal purposes. Classified as one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, this sacred forest attracts a large number of tourists, and it is definitely worth visiting. Nigeria is a beautiful land waiting to be explored, and you are encouraged to visit and enjoy these wonderful tourist destinations.
Now, life insurance is the major contributor to the Nigeria's insurance industry premiums, according to Intel Points, the Nigeria Insurance Industry Report. Although the insurance industry is one of the oldest in the country, it has witnessed slow growth and adoption. Less than 1% of Nigerians have any form of insurance, despite government policies aimed at boosting coverage. However, the past few years have seen some progress as gross premiums have gone from 326 billion naira in 2016 to 726.4 billion naira in 2022, with life insurance seeing the most growth. Premiums paid by policyholders in 2010 amounted to 43 billion, same year of 2022. On the show today, we'll turn our gaze on the contributing factors for the low insurance penetration in the country. Welcome to Business Insight and Plus TV Africa. I am Justin Akadonye. All right, welcome back. Before we get into the discussion proper, the importance of insurance in the growth of any economy cannot be overemphasized. Hence, it should be part of daily lives of individuals. These were the views of experts at the 2023 Insurance Stakeholders Consultative Forum, which held in Lagos. Our correspondent, Love Ikuku Oyedokun, tells us more in this report.
These are stakeholders from the insurance sector gathered at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI. They are here to forge the path towards the growth of the Nigerian insurance sector, which is a contributor to economic growth. Themed Rethinking Insurance as a Critical Economic Growth Strategy, President of the Chamber, Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, noted that the industry, despite its enormous potentials, is still at its infancy and far behind its African peers. He noted that despite the substantial role played by insurance, the great expansion seen in the financial services sector over the last decade has not been replicated in the sector.
We have challenges faced by stakeholders. These challenges include limited awareness among the general population regarding the importance of insurance. We have the issue of low purchasing power, which also is a challenge for us in this industry. How will people get insurance when they can only feed themselves or their family?
Olawale Cole, who cited Global Insurance Market Report, which says insurance penetration rates for Nigeria and South Africa is 0.5 and 12.2 respectively, said the future of the sector hinges on the extent and speed of digital transformation.
CIT is a place which the insurance industry is trying to do its best to not go into.
In his keynote, Commissioner, National Insurance Commission, Sunday Thomas, highlighted the importance of educating the public on the need for insurance.
More often than not, we talk about penetration. But I think what we should be looking at should be the extent to which we are de-risking our economy. Because that should be the quality of our relevance to the economy and the growth of the economy stage. And when you talk about the de-risking of the economy, you are talking about to what extent are you protecting the different fabrics of the economy.
When there's an eventuality, sometimes you may not know the value of insurance until that happens. So if I pick it from that angle, in 2022, we paid, I think, a total of 129 billion, back into the Nigerian economy. And what that means is that if that 129 billion is mixing, it could have led to a lot of things. So that's one of the value you look at.
They maintained that insurance as a risk mitigation strategy also provides the required peace of mind for individuals and corporate institutions, providing the required impetus and catalyst for business conception, venture, and growth. Love Ikuku Oyedokun, Plus TV News.
Welcome back. Now, according to the most recent data from the National Insurance Commission, NICOM, the gross premium generated by the insurance sector increased by 39% year-on-year to 312 billion in the first quarter of 2023. However, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, the gross premium income declined significantly by 47% quarter-on-quarter. The total premium figure comprised income generated from the life insurance and non-life insurance businesses, which were down by -64% quarter-on-quarter and -52% quarter-on-quarter. He joins me now to look at the critical issues concerning the insurance sector. Good morning to you, Yinka. Thanks for joining me. All right, let's talk about insurance, which is really not something most people, would really want to say they relate to it on a daily basis. Because if you ask people, are you insured? What insurance covers you have, most likely they'll tell you that they are not insured, except for those who have vehicles. They tell you that maybe they have third-party insurance. So what exactly is going on? Why do we have this low penetration in the country?
Okay, yeah, so there's the education part, and there's also the cultural and societal, I believe, part. You approach someone to try and, okay, yes, why don't you have insurance? And the next thing they are telling you is that you are probably wishing bad on them and stuff like that. Yeah, there's God forbid bad, stuff like that. Yes, so there is that. And then there's also education on not knowing the importance of insurance. Yes, you are asked to buy insurance just in the case of an eventuality, if something bad happens. Sure. So you have something to fall back on, you have something to make you whole. So, or there's still that part of not knowing the importance of insurance, what it's meant to do. It's meant to protect you. Yes, at the end of the day, you might not get, that thing might not happen, but then if it happens, so there should be something to fall back on, which is what insurance is really.
Okay, so what you talked about a low level of education when it comes to knowledge of insurance. Who should we place that responsibility on? Is it that insurance companies are not really doing enough education to get more people to believe in education, or maybe they are doing their best now? Nigerians don't just want to believe in what insurance can actually do for them.
Yeah, it's two ways. One, the insurance companies, they are doing their best. So the insurance companies that we interviewed for the reports, like a majority of them said at any point in time they have a marketing campaign running, informing people about the importance of insurance, why they should have it for their business. And they also have their sales agents out on the field telling people why they should buy insurance. So there is that. And there's also, some of the businesses also that have insurance agents come to them, still tell you that, yes, these guys come, but we still don't see the need for it, and we still not going for it. And then there's also doing their bits in terms of, but it still boils down to
specifically, and interesting final aspect of things that concern them.
Okay, so so there is that. So because yes, so we are going to die. That's that.
Okay, everyone would
so so I believe that more play a key role in people going for life insurance. So for life insurance, so you have the life insurance, you have the group life, and you have the annuity. So even from that, when you break life insurance into three, you see that life, individual life, still has the highest share. So and then the theory is that most high net worth individuals are the one really driving this.
Oh, okay.
That's my theory, that they are the one really driving it, because for them it's a way to pass down wealth to their offspring. So there's that. Yes, as I said, so it's inevitable. So protecting that.
Yeah.
As to say accidents which can or might, which may or may not happen. But definitely, so I believe that's one of the reasons why life is really the one driving. And there's also the group life insurance, which is mandatory for companies operating in Nigeria. So far, they eat a certain number of workers. So you have to have group life insurance. So I believe that's also one of the reasons why